Hello, and thank you for joining me. I am Jen Bennett, the English Language Arts teacher for grades 7 through 12 at Rock River School in Rock River, Wyoming. Today I'm here to discuss artificial intelligence best practice for the classroom. While I do not consider myself an expert, I am deeply committed to equipping students with the skills necessary for their future, and AI has rapidly ascended to the forefront of that agenda. Before we delve into this presentation, I invite you to scan the QR code provided for a copy of the slides. My contact information is also included should you have any questions or wish to engage further. Additionally, please take note of the disclaimer at the bottom of the page. This presentation has been created using AI tools. While every effort has been made to ensure the accuracy of the content, it is intended solely for educational purposes. Attendees are encouraged to independently verify information to support informed decision making. The views expressed herein do not necessarily reflect those of any affiliated institution. So, in striving for transparency regarding my use of AI in this presentation, I believe it is essential to openly communicate my approach, which we'll explore in more detail shortly. So the objectives. Throughout this presentation, our primary objective is to encourage thoughtful consideration of how artificial intelligence can enhance classroom practice and inspire creativity among educators and students alike. We will begin by discussing the various stakeholders within the educational community who are impacted by AI and explore the potential benefits they can derive from its integration. Understanding these perspectives is vital for fostering a collaborative approach to AI implementation. Given that AI is still a relatively new concept in education, it is essential to address the issue of transparency. Ensuring that all parties involved understand how AI will be utilized in the classroom is crucial for building trust and promoting effective usage. I recognize that not everyone is convinced of AI's role in the classroom, and there are valid concerns regarding its integration. We will take time to reframe these concerns, exploring how they can be addressed constructively. To support our discussion, I've gathered resources that my students and I have found particularly useful in our classroom experiences. These tools will serve as a practical foundation for integrating AI effectively. Finally, we will look ahead to the future of AI in education, examining its potential developments and the skills our students will need to navigate this evolving landscape effectively. So, my journey with AI in the classroom began approximately 3 years ago. Initially, the discourse surrounding AI largely centered on its potential misuse by students, particularly concerning academic dishonesty. As I encountered instances of AI being utilized for this purpose, a cycle of frustration ensued. Students would attempt to submit AI generated work as their own, and with what little time I had, I would utilize AI detectors, draft back, turn it in Google History to show that students were not using AI appropriately. And this back and forth often felt like a useless exercise. However, over time, I observed a significant shift in the conversation regarding AI in educational setting. It gradually transformed from a subject regarded with suspicion to one recognized as an essential skill for the future. This evolution has prompted me to reconsider how we engage with AI in the classroom, focusing on its potential as a valuable educational tool rather than merely a source of frustration. As you review this slide, I would like to highlight how I have utilized AI to enhance my classroom practices. Pardon, wrong slide. Over the last year. Um, as a 7th through 12th grade English teacher, I've encouraged my students to explore the diverse possibilities that AI offers. One of my favorite applications has been in building rubrics. I used to spend hours writing them, but thanks to AI, they now take only a few minutes to create and they are better developed than before. This efficiency has allowed me to reclaim valuable time, enabling me to focus more on engaging with my students and enhancing their learning experiences. My most recent use of AI involves engaging with literature. My seniors are reading A Modest Proposal by Jonathan Swift. Instead of conducting traditional research on the Irish famine, I've asked students to interview, if you will, Swift about his views. This task not only engages students, but also fosters their curiosity, engaging them to dive deeper into the text. So, in the classroom, best practice for AI involves keeping it student centered. Now, because AI is a relatively new tool, it can enhance engagement in the classroom, but like all tools, it can be misused if students are not taught how to utilize it properly. You may have already had a situation where a student has submitted an assignment where none of the work is theirs, but banning AI is not the answer. Instead, it's the teacher's role to outline clear expectations for how and when AI may be used in the classroom. In the article titled A Decision Tree Guide to AI Use, teachers should work with students to develop trust based norms and transparent processes for AI use. By working together, students are learning the rationale behind the decisions that guide their use of technology, and teachers can feel confident that the tools are being used with intentional learning goals in mind. Administrators and districts play a crucial role in integrating artificial intelligence into classrooms. According to the Journal of Modern Educational Achievement, teachers need to have access to professional development opportunities that enhance their understanding of how AI can serve as a valuable tool in achieving the educational goals set by schools. AI can also assist in utilizing data and identifying patterns which can inform decisions related to student performance and school management. Furthermore, administration needs to foster a culture of collaboration and innovation among staff, enabling educators to support and learn from each other. An additional benefit of implementing AI in schools is that it provides a competitive advantage in attracting students who are seeking a 21st century education. Take a look at its transparency. When incorporating AI into your classroom, it is crucial to clearly communicate with students about when and where its use is appropriate. Many students will use AI regardless of guidelines, but if you are transparent about acceptable usage, they are more likely to adhere to the rules. Transparency also involves identifying the purpose and goals before implementing AI. Start by defining the learning objectives. AI is not suitable for every context. It should serve to augment an assignment rather than replace meaningful learning. Students must also learn how to be transparent in their use of AI. If we do not teach them about academic integrity now, issues of academic dishonesty will only escalate. Teachers should be open about how they use AI and clearly outline classroom expectations. Policies need to be posted in accessible locations for both students and parents to access. Professional development is essential for teachers to understand AI accountability outcomes. This means ensuring that educators are teaching students how to use AI appropriately and that the programs utilized meet educational needs. Ongoing discussions about the rapid changes in AI will help teachers reflect on their practices, explore potential classroom applications, and ensure that student safety and data protection are prioritized. Finally, fostering open discussions around AI allows educators to address its benefits, limitations, and ethical considerations. In the classroom, such communication enables students to gain clarity on how AI reaches its conclusions. All right. Ethical considerations and challenges. I'll be the first to admit that I wasn't always an advocate for AI in the classroom. My initial experience led me to believe that students would primarily use it to cheat on assignments. However, I recall a similar time when I was convinced I would never use a DVD player, insisting that my VCR was sufficient and that upgrading to my system was unnecessary. In hindsight, I realized I was mistaken about both video media and the potential of AI in education. This slide highlights some of the common ethical dilemmas and challenges posed by introducing AI to the classroom. For example, people worry that AI will encourage metacognitive laziness. in users, which is an over reliance on AI generated answers. Others are concerned that teachers will be less involved with after, excuse me, that teachers will be less involved in active feedback and instruction, therefore weakening the student teacher connection. However, research has shown that instead of creating lazy students, AI is encouraging students to take ownership of their learning. And instead of promoting complacency among educators, AI is enhancing their efficiency and effectiveness. Some may argue that issues such as bias, discrimination, manipulation, and misinformation are sufficient reasons to avoid AI. On the other hand, it is essential for students to practice recognizing when they encounter flawed or tainted information. As educators, we are already teaching these critical skills in the classroom, but we must also adapt to the evolving technological landscape. Cheating. When discussing AI, this is perhaps the most common AI complaint. Universities are trying to ban AI because they've seen a rise in misuse, and secondary education is the same. Do I have students misuse AI? Yes. However, I've seen a significant decrease in misuse since I've started teaching students how to use AI. I'm a firm believer that students cheat with AI because they do not understand how to use it appropriately. Jonathan Harry, author of Stolen Focus, argues that for every student that misuses AI, there is another one using it to deepen their knowledge. They are asking AI the so-called dumb questions that they desperately need the answers to, or most importantly, they're igniting curiosity that their classrooms overlook. All right, so this slide contains several sources that I have used in my classroom. The first one being Magic School AI. Um, this is a free resource to teachers. It does cost $100 a year if you want unlimited access to all of its features, which I personally have found very beneficial. Um, but the free version of it does offer quite a wide range of uses as well. You have the ability to chat with AI, you can set up student classrooms, and you have the ability to monitor student usage on here as well. One of its downsides I've discovered is that students are able to sign up for educator accounts. So that could be a potential problem. And I'm not sure how they'll deal with that in the future. The next one on here is called School AI. And this one allows you to create workspaces for students, again, with teacher oversight on them. Colleague AI is a site that is for teachers, created by teachers, and it is based on helping teachers be more efficient in the classroom. Canva AI is very useful for students. I've used it personally with like integrating images into presentations. Liner is the newest tool that I've started using. It is a web-based search engine that is specifically for research. Every one of the answers it pulls up will give you the source that it is originally from. And then finally, the last one that I've utilized in my classroom that is strictly an educational resource is known as Brisk. And I have been able to use it for creating lesson plans and attaching standards to it. Several of these resources will also assist with grading. I have only used Magic School with some grading practices. Now, please be careful when you are grading and make sure that you are always going back and not relying 100% on um, what AI comes up with, because it is a prediction tool. It is not a tool used to replace thinking. It can offer you suggestions, but the teacher needs to make those final determinations on whether or not it's offering the correct suggestions for you. And the last one is not an educational resource, but is one that I have used in the classroom and one that students are using pretty heavily, and that is ChatGPT. And it does have a wide variety of uses. But always remember, when you are using any of these resources, to please remember to keep FERPA in mind at all times. We do not want to accidentally release any of students' information. All right, and then the future of AI. You may recognize these words as the 6 essential skills necessary for a career for career and college readiness. Creativity, communication, collaboration, critical thinking, adaptability, and digital literacy. As we move forward, AI's future will play a strong role in personalizing learning for students. It will enhance teachers' efficiency and lead to pedagogical innovation. Outside of the classroom, schools and businesses will use AI to streamline their businesses and enhance employee performance. It will be essential for the workforce of tomorrow to begin embracing AI now so they can maintain a competitive edge. And I just want to leave you with these final thoughts. These images were created by a student of mine. I teach a science fiction class, and I just kind of wanted to show off something that he was able to do. The original assignment called for copying, pasting 2 images offline, and I felt that this assignment could be enhanced and that engagement for students could really be improved if we attempted to create the aliens or create a visual for the aliens that they were creating in class. And so I was very impressed with what the student was able to come up with. And so the quote here by Samuel R. Delaney is, "Language is not a tool for communication. It is a tool for thought. And like all tools, we need to learn how to use it safely, appropriately, and understand its limitations." And this final quote here, I borrowed from a AI presentation I attended at the College for Every Student conference. And it says, "The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn." By Alvin Toffler, Future Shock, 1970. We need to adapt to new technology, embrace continuous learning, and develop a growth mindset. So, thank you very much for taking the time to sit with me today. I appreciate you. Have a great day.